A 17-year-old just built a $1 million app. No investors, no ads, no employees. Just a few burner accounts and a system powered entirely by virtual assistants. Hi, it's Roland, co-founder of Wing Assistant. And if you're trying to grow something big without burning out or hiring a full team, this story is for you. But before we go deep, here's a shortcut. We have put together a free list of 50 jobs you can outsource to a virtual assistant. It's linked in the description. Download it if you want to steal this growth engine for yourself. Meet Zach Yadegari, the kid who built a calorie tracking app that's making $1 million in revenue per month. Zach Yadegari was just 17, still juggling high school classes and exams, but frustrated with every calorie tracking app on the market. He tried several options, but none of them fit the way he thought or the way he wanted to track progress. So instead of settling, he decided to build his own. This wasn't just another side project. He built the product for himself, which meant he knew exactly what needed to change, what features mattered, what felt clunky, what drove him to stop using the others. That gave him an edge. But how was a high school student able to build the fastest growing AI app of 2025? He didn't have a massive team or a huge marketing budget. He just shipped something that solved his own problem and then figured out how to scale it. In this video, we're diving deep into how he did it and how you can use the same tactics to scale your own app, audience, or business. The growth strategy no one saw coming, but solving his own problem was just the start. He knew building a good app wasn't enough. He needed distribution, fast. Zach didn't run Facebook ads, he didn't chase virality. He used a brilliant DM strategy to reach thousands of influencers across Instagram and TikTok, all while staying under platform spam limits. He built a repeatable, scalable influencer outreach engine, and he powered it with virtual assistants. Here's how it worked. Multiple TikTok and Instagram accounts, all burners. Each account sent up to 50 DMs per hour, staying under spam limits. A trained VA team, executing the playbook, not freelancing guesswork. Cold outreach turned into explosive downloads. So Zach soon realized that he would not be able to scale his company if he was doing all the work himself. He hired a team of VAs who did the cold outreach. The team created multiple Instagram and TikTok accounts. Each one could send up to 50 direct messages per hour before hitting spam limits. What was the role of the virtual assistants in it? They managed the outreach, being able to book 10 influencers that were producing content for their app. And Zach didn't stop there. He tracked every spike in the App Store, tied growth back to specific creators he invited to collaborate, and constantly refined the system, all while juggling classes, exams, and personal life. But the real magic? The VAs weren't just told to send some emails. They had a system, the playbook. The key to success was the factor I talked about in another video linked here. VAs were trained with a precise system. Scripts, rules, messaging guidelines, and who to reach out to. They weren't just told to find influencers. And this is one of the most important factors, not just when hiring someone, but also when building a team of virtual assistants. Each VA followed a script with DMs optimized to get opened, clear targeting rules, who to reach, what type of content, daily tracking, who responded, who converted, what worked. Every message started the same way. Paid promo. Why? Because it stood out. When a creator scrolls through their DMs, they will see a bunch of messages like, I love your content, or big fan here. But paid promo, it implied opportunity, money, value, not spam. And it worked. The message was short, human, and clear. No AI-generated essays. Just enough to get them to say, sure, tell me more. And then the virtual assistants were able to take over the conversation in a human way. Zach wasn't just doing cold outreach. He was doing performance marketing through people. And it worked. Campaigns launched and the app started getting downloads. Attribution that actually worked. Once influencers started posting about the app, the team didn't sit back. Zach tracked everything. He lived inside App Store Connect and checked the 24-hour download feed in real time with the help of his virtual assistants. They watched the App Store in real time. Every spike in downloads was traced back to the creator. They tracked it all. What time did the post go live? What type of content was it? What niche was it? Male or female? Funny or serious? What CTA was used? That early data became the foundation for how they scaled. Zach reverse engineered what made people click and download, and used that to refine the entire system. As more influencers came on board, the team grew. But they didn't rush to hire full-time staff. They stayed lean. One of the first hires wasn't a software engineer, it was a virtual assistant. From one VA to a fully systemized outreach team. Zach didn't rush to bring on marketers or operations people. He brought on more virtual assistants, trained on the same playbook, rotated across accounts, and managed through a simple dashboard. Instead of paying thousands on ads, they built relationships. Instead of guessing what would work, they tested. And because it was systemized, the founder didn't have to micromanage every message. He could focus on strategy, product, and scaling the company. And the strategy worked. They booked more influencers. They got more downloads. All this while still in high school. That's actually the craziest part. The founder of CalAI wasn't some seasoned tech veteran. He was a teenager, balancing tests, homework, and startup chaos all at the same time. Zach scaled to over $1 million a month in revenue with 0 full-time employees. And the story is great, but the question is, how can you replicate the same for your business, and how much will it cost? Most founders don't have the time to train multiple virtual assistants, build complicated systems from scratch, or constantly monitor analytics like the CalAI CEO did. Let's be honest, you probably don't have the time to build a VA team from scratch. Onboarding an entire team of VAs can quickly become a full-time job itself. Not only that, you might not even need the full team to help you scale your business like Zach did. Chances are your business needs a completely different strategy. That's why we build Wing Assistant. Even if you wanted to build a virtual assistant-driven growth engine, the logistics can be overwhelming. The good news is you don't need to be a high school prodigy or spend months figuring out these systems. What you really need is a proven, streamlined system, and that's exactly what Wing Assistant offers. Wing Assistant takes the principles that made CalAI's early growth possible, like targeted cold outreach and carefully managed virtual assistants, and makes them accessible for any founder. Instead of spending weeks hunting for, vetting, and training virtual assistants, you simply log in and get started. What Wing does, that saved Zach 6 to 12 months. Wing gives you a virtual assistant ready on day one, task tracking and reporting tools, and a dashboard where you stay in control without micromanaging. It's exactly how lean startups scale without massive headcount. And it works whether you're launching an app, booking sales calls, or growing a newsletter. Here's your first step. If you want to know what kind of tasks can be outsourced, start with our free guide, 50 Jobs to Outsource to a Virtual Assistant. It's linked below. You'll see the exact things you should stop doing today so you can finally build, scale, and lead. If this video helped you rethink how to grow, hit subscribe. And check out wingassistant.com if you're ready to delegate with precision, not chaos. The smartest founders don't try to do everything. They build engines that run without them.